Okay, last time we played Prison Architect was a few months ago, so I'll welcome any help to folks who have played the game. If I forget how to do something, it's likely there's a lot to remember in this game. I could do helping the alcoholics recovery and curing inmates' drug addiction, so I'm going to give that a try and see what happens. Versus Katamari with cute and funny writing. I think that they asked Mike and Jerry what game they were playing most with their family, and they both answered Donut County. Sounds really cool. I'll have to scope it out. Jaden or Cameron would like it. So I can pause freely, right? If I want to deal with drug addictions, I need to do a policy for that? No. It's not a regime. Programs. I did do this last time, so I created a pharmacological treatment of drug addiction panel program and an alcoholics group therapy, and I've got people in queue for it. What I'm not clear about is whether I have satisfied all the requirements for these things. Does it tell me if I hover over them? Health, student sit, drug addiction, psychology, student sit, led by a psychologist in a common room. Each prisoner requires a chair, led by a doctor in an infirmary. Each prisoner requires a medical bed. Okay, so I should have access to those things, I think, right? I made a common room here. I made plenty of chairs. I assigned somebody to it. Just waiting? Alright, let me try passing time forward and see what happens. I think maybe it just happened with the person that was brought into the infirmary there. I'll look at my programs again and see if it changes. Number in queue. What does this red line mean? I like that it shows you people interested in things, whether they're happening or not. Part of the problem is I've never seen anyone actually... Oh, wait. It's just janitors. So I've never seen my psychiatrist go into the common room. See the clock at the same time as this. I guess they just both happen at 4 p.m. Maybe I'm overestimating the speed at which time moves on triple fast forward. That was an overdose, which is independent of programs. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Oh, really? How would the multiplayer work? I see a guy preparing. This looks good. Cool. Nice. So if I had more chairs in there, I could fit more people in there, is that true? Logical treatment of drug addiction. That one already shows as active, I see. There's only so many beds in here for them to treat them, right, is part of the problem. So maybe if I place more beds in there, let me give that a try. So I think that's objects, medical bed. R is rotate. Now, why can't I place more beds in here? Is it due to a space issue, people? I guess I could just keep fast forwarding and run multiple of these until everybody's out of it. All rooms booked. Gotcha. Alright, let's try it again. Hijacked by the story, so you can't modify it. Oh, I see. Right, because that's the next thing we're supposed to do, is click on that. It's interesting, like, the game itself is kind of light. Oh, cool, we got the optional quest. The game itself is kind of light, but the story is incredibly dark, which I think the game is trying to do on purpose. It's kind of... There's some social commentary there in having this, like, roller coaster tycoon type game with building a private prison. Kind of messed up. Players of Joint can build, hire staff, manage water and power. They can't change prison intake or policy or research. Oh, that's kind of cool. You can kind of work together. I guess it would deactivate pausing, I assume. Whatever happened to happy prison stories? Host controls time. Interesting. Alright, story mission. Might be super dark, might be kind of inappropriate. Heads up. Still work in progress, a lot may change. This isn't this developer's most recent game, is it? They're just continuing to support it? So it's nearly killed each other in the shower last session. Is she gonna finish him off? Oh shit! This is their most recent game? Gotcha. This is the same team that made Uplink, isn't it? They've been around for a long time. That was well done. What else have they done? They seem to make really different games every time, right? Kind of their MO. Darwinia. What kind of game is Darwinia? Gaps. Chemical State Prison Riot. That's us. Oh, they've got the CEO. Great, he's the guy that's been calling me with missions. Oh, judges taking kickbacks for harsher prison sentences. That is a real thing with private prisons, isn't it? I know that private prisons will, like, lobby against drug legalization, for example. That's pretty fucked. General policies of punitive reform should act as a stark reminder. Men have housing and food provided, the privilege of paid work. Uh-huh. I know, right? Holy shit. Right on. Deaths for today. Nice. Nobody's in charge. Multiple casualties and the remaining guards won't go into the rioting cell blocks. Dude, put a stop to this before it gets out of hand after 4 deaths. Okay. Stop the riot. Shit. I have no idea how to do that, to be honest. So wait for the police to get here. But they've deactivated virtually everything. Danger. The danger level is high and increases. 2 prisoners say they are well treated. They must have very low standards. Cash flow. Alright, so the previous campaign levels have been pretty good about pointing me in the right direction. Maybe I just have to wait on time for the riot police to show up, then it will tell me what to do. Or just giving me the time to review how bad it is. Five deaths. Fantastic. Well, so much for fast forwarding being helpful. And thanks for the follow, Shelter. You're welcome. Good to have you. I will accept a tip from chat. What should be my first order of business during a riot? Like, I feel like my abilities are crafting things, right? Should I just be waiting for the cops to get here? Maybe it's emergencies. Call a fire engine here. First of the response teams has arrived. Guys are riot guards and they're much more heavily armored. Use these guys to start retaking the captured prisoners. Okay, I just did have to wait. Gotcha. Paramedics from the nearby state hospital. Use them to give emergency medical attention to your riot guards as they retake the prison. Ha. Okay. Let's do the riot police only, right? We don't want to send the firefighters in and get them get their asses kicked. It's cool, there's like a fog of war thing. I like it. It's suddenly a very different game now. I dig it. Is there a button I can press as like a shortcut to select these guys? Or do I have to roll over and click them? The number of prisoners rioting goes down, too. Because they're killing each other. How common are prison riots? Like, how many happen per year? There can't be that many. Fire's not looking great. Yeah. There's a prison hunger strike that's going on right now, right? Protesting slave labor. So they fight automatically if they reach dudes. Oh, it's cool. They put cuffs on them. Let me get my paramedics here to try to defend them. I guess I meant in US prisons, but... What's up? More riot guards have arrived, okay. Guess the ones that are rioting have their fists up, is that correct? The other ones have been pacified. Yeah, I feel like that's something we should adjust. Read the 13th Amendment. Piss up means they're fighting. Okay. Otherwise they're passive, I assume. Hey, dude. What's up? These guys have weapons. Great. Can't really micro here, it looks like. Probably gonna lose a riot guard. This is the real danger. Now, is this highlighted in red because there's rioting going on in here, or was the red just coincidental? Let me send the firefighters in further here if I can. Yeah. Did any of them die yet? Send my uninjured guys first. This guy's having a bad day over here. Poor guy. And one of my riot guards died. Where are my paramedics? I was trying to send them in here. Now, is there ability to put out fires blocked by walls and other obstructions, or how does that work? These guys are not listening to me. I don't know why not. Maybe they won't go in? There they go. If they had come in there, I probably would have been okay with healing. I don't think that they'll disengage as part of the problem. What's up? More riot guards. Alright. Red is riot? Okay, gotcha. Wasn't sure if that was actually the intended usage there. They won't even go in? Okay, that makes sense, because they'd probably be in danger. Try to send these guys back for heals then. Fire's almost out. Not quite there yet. I guess they... Oh, I guess this isn't counting as rioting anymore because it's not red. Is that right? No, this guy is just in suicide mode right now. Gotcha. These guys are doing fine in here. One of them's injured, I guess. So how does me taking control of this work? It's just based on number of prisoners that I put down and handcuff or knock unconscious? Is that right? I think the fire's basically out. Alright. There's a teeny fire down here. Teensy weeny. Let's go put it out. This area is safe now. That's interesting, like the prison riot mode is almost a totally different game mode. It's kind of more like an RTS in a lot of ways. Let's do a suppression. Okay, you all go up here, here. We want to do overwhelming force here. I wonder why they're going the long way. That's kind of stupid. Oh, it's that one guy is going the long way. I understand now. Now, can I dismiss the fire engine once the fire's out? Assume this is the CEO's deputy. That's me. Appreciate this is a very difficult time. We're all under intense scrutiny. Rest assured you have my full support using any and all resources at your disposal. Resecure the wings you've captured. Oh shit, right, because now they're getting retaken. Hire guards and assign them to the recaptured sectors from the deployment screen. They can't be rehabilitated. Okay. So it's staff, guard. Do I have any idea how many guards I need per like square foot? I don't think they show me like an influence indicator anywhere for that. Oh, how do I assign them to the cell block? Can I see that somewhere? Guards. Can fire them. Deployment. Do you know where the deployment option is? Oh, I see it here. Deployment. Ah. And it does guards by default. And this just takes from among guards, right? I probably need one guard per recovered sector, I assume. Okay. Gotcha. Blocks I don't have awareness over there, I guess. Okay, gotcha. So let me chill here. We only have to assign guards to places where the prisoners actually are. Ah, okay, that makes sense. So it looks like after putting out the fire, the rioters moved into the burning building. Let me get them the hell out of there then. So they don't get murdered by rioting prisoners, assuming that they'll do that at some point. Okay. So we've got this place all covered. Let me double check the deployment. The shower is good. Okay. So recapture the general pop wing in the center. It seems that I've done that. Is it not count as recaptured until I've actually got guards everywhere? Maybe? Yeah, it says 95%. Trying to see what I'm missing there, why that's not done. I think all the red is gone. Maybe it includes the canteen. Well, we'll keep exploring in the meantime as I try to figure it out here. I put down some riots in here earlier, but I guess I didn't place guards to get them to stop. That's what got me in trouble. Doctor. Got wounded all over the prison and more to come, no doubt. You can't just leave them to bleed to death. Build an infirmary somewhere on site and hire doctors to treat the injured. Seen quite a few bodies. For the sake of their dignity, we need to build a morgue and start collecting them. Hire workmen to do the construction work before to keep them safe. Oh god. Okay. That sounds really hard. Let me see what I can do. Optional, tend to the medical needs of your prison. I love the shit that's optional. I feel like they're making statements with that as well. So, concrete. Alright, and I can make a morgue over here, which probably doesn't need to be as big. Limit. Guards. Cool. Should be fine. Now, if this thing is blue, that means that I've deployed a guard there and the deployment is being fulfilled by a person that's actually in the room, I assume. And I need workmen to build this shit, right? Fortunately, they give you almost unlimited money for this mode, which is nice. I imagine the normal mode, you actually have to earn it, which is kind of hard. Alright, looks like it gave me Central Wing, so I just gotta get the max security wing, which is gonna be rough. Benedict. You've got your CEO. Huh. So not they're headed there, I see. Okay. Unmarked vehicle, blocked out windows, full tank, 1 hour, I'll be in touch. About that. What's up, Mayor? It's a small security room to the north. We need to secure it. Deploy guards never to man the CCTV console and we'll get vision of the whole cell block. So I have to recapture it first. We only have an hour, though. That's not going to go well for me. One of my guards is about to die. Oh, I murdered him while he was down. The naked prisoner. I do really like how this game kind of shifts focus. During a riot, it becomes a very different game. What does that mean? Oh, doors are missing. Fat guy in here. Oh, I've been misreading the injury bar, so when it fills, they're in trouble. We don't want it to be small. I thought that was showing their health bar. Okay, so we need a guard to do this. Put him in here. And then deploy the guard in here. Take a look at the hostage situation. Last chance to walk out of here. Two bullets, 4 empty chambers. What are you doing in the office? Don't know anything. What's he doing? Shit. I love the UI element of it saying dead. It's like super dark. So trying to think of other games I've played that have like ludonarrative dissonance and tone dissonance on purpose. It's very clearly on purpose in this game, right? Usually it's kind of a necessary evil, but I think it helps to tell the story in this game. It's like 1 in 3. It was money. Shocker. They were all valuable commodities. The longer any of you are in here, the more profit we make. We're just bending the rules. $73,000 a year. That's it. Okay, what's up, negotiator? Prisoners may choose to surrender when they see these guys coming in. Okay. Armed police are like SWAT. Riot police are just regular cops in riot gear. Is that true? Guards put in the recaptured zone. Some of the medical needs of your prison. Finish building this shit. Huh. I wonder why they gave up. They were building these rooms and then just kind of stopped. Is that a deployment thing? No, deployment's for guards. Looks like it's a resources thing, but I should have enough resources. Looks like they're just trying to clean up at this point. Oh, well, I guess that's an optional task anyway. See how the armed police respond here. Dismiss the firemen. Okay. Try to send the paramedics to heal these guys. They're not having a good day. That particular squadron in particular is not having a great day. I guess the auto pathing isn't great on some of these characters, like the paramedics. Hey, Lovely, you joining?
Yeah, for a little bit before I have to go see Georgina.
This is my wife, Andrea.
Hey, Andrea's here. science.
This is Prison Architect, where you build a prison, like a private prison, and try to make
Alright.
money off of people. And there's a riot going on, so I'm sending in my armed police right now.
Makes sense. So, did Dylan tell you guys that he played Andrew Hype during his panel and everyone loved it?
It's a point that I was making. Hi, Ben. Poor Ben. Alright, let me send these guys out to get some healing here. As they should, right?
His little heart is beating so fast with anger.
Poor Ben. He's so furry. He's so furious. Hey, he knocked my monitor over yesterday, so some corporal
little
snuggling.
guy. Dylan's cat, Marty, has figured out how to get into the pantry.
Oh, I know.
So we
It
need
happened
to
yesterday.
lock the baby lock now, because he got in and we got home and he was just gotten into the dry food and was munching away.
It's partially WD-40's fault.
Right, to
Like,
make the pantry too easy
Because
to
the
open.
pantry was making really loud noises, so I WD-40'd it, now it just slides open effortlessly. Oh shit, did he just shoot his buddy on accident? Maybe I'm not clear on how to move these guys. I think so. That or these guys are really brutal with shivs and stuff. Looks like some of them give up after a while once they get sufficiently shotgunned. I had riot police, but they're not doing too great against the maximum security wing. This game's really interesting because, like, it's kind of a fluffy, light roller coaster tycoon sort of game, except you're managing a prison. So it, like, uses that sort of tone dissonance that it creates on purpose to point out, isn't this kind of fucked up that you're, you know, playing a video game out of this? You're dealing with people's lives. Like, it says, optional, build an infirmary and treat the wounded. Like, that's not the mandatory thing. The mandatory thing is stop the riot, not help anybody. Alright, well, I lost most of my armed police.
Well, you have to contain the threat. Did you see what Kaimon said?
Marty's Dylan's cat, everything he does. Yeah, exactly. You understand. I'll say that about Ben, though. Ben is Andrea's cat. Do you see what your cat did?
He sleeps with me every night.
Aw. Cute kitty. Oh shit, there's still rioting guards, or rioting assholes. Alright, my one living military policeman, go kill that guy. Save the guard! The guard who I just spawned in, who got hired today.
Oh no! He just got hired today?
Yeah, he's about to get, he's got
like,
totally
he'd
murdered.
been, you know, out of a job for 2 months and his family was really struggling and then he finally got this job.
And now he's dead.
And they were just so excited, and you know, his wife and kids kissed and hugged him goodbye and told him good luck at your job this morning.
I mean, what's
And now he's
the
dead.
clerk scene about the independent contractors who knew what they were getting into when they decided to build a Death Star?
I don't know.
Wallace is joining us. If I catch sight of a tail, you'll be scraping pieces of it in the freeway. None of us are getting out of here. The mayor.
Oh, who'd they shoot? The CEO guy?
Yeah. I love that the CEO died from friendly fire.
They sounded like a
The
dick.
CEO is corrupt. He was helping to pay kickbacks to corrupt judges to get longer sentences to help with the private prison industry. Yeah, this game is really good at alternating between really dark cutscenes like that and then like the silly graphics and the dead indicator. Yeah, right. Was the friendly fire on accident? Almost certainly.
Well, yeah,
not.
because they just, told the prisoner people that he was corrupt, and I bet the guards heard it.
It's a really good question, Yukubo. Facilities under control and the riders have been subdued. It could have easily turned out a lot worse.
Isn't the mayor shitty too?
Yeah. Hire new workmen to get to work repairing the place.
Oh, I have a good story for you. It's a really short story. So I went to the WWG, the Weapons Working Group, which they keep numbers, and it was like the 661st WWG in the history of Lannel. So that's like 55 years of WWGs. Anyway, so that was kind of cool.
I missed a bit. What does WWG stand for?
Weapons Working Group.
Okay.
So I don't think I could get around the whole, I don't work on weapons, no. Or at least people who use the data that we get work on weapons. So there's that. Anyway, so they had presentations on this new thing, and of the presenters, so there were 3 presenters. One was African-American guy, and one was a woman, and the other one was a white dude. And actually, the person in charge of the project was the African-American guy.
Nice.
So I was like, all right.
Diversity.
Diversity.
That's awesome.
And they were all really young, so people were like, oh, they're the future of the lab, blah, blah, blah. But, like, then I went to this other meeting.
Had an old white dude problem for a long time.
Okay, I'm really excited about this. Let me give the backstory. It's a lot of backstory. Okay, so there's dark matter, right? Dark matter's holding our galaxy together, which means that if it exists, there's dark matter going through us all the time. But it's actually not that many dark matter particles. It's like 1 per liter, depending on the mass. So, if dark matter's a particle, it might whack into something and make a signal. So a lot of people are making what's called direct detection experiments. And they have things like xenon and argon and germanium. They have all these different targets. And they're sitting there waiting for the dark matter to come in and whack into the target. Now, there's an experiment which annoys the hell out of me called DAMA.
Yeah, DAMA's pretty... poorly managed and not very scientifically minded.
Maybe I said it wrong. I don't know. Maybe that's not one they use. I thought they did. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, DAMA sucks. So DAMA is this Italian experiment where they use sodium iodide as their... they use sodium iodide crystals as their target. And...
what does that mean?
They just use they don't use xenon, they don't use a noble.
Yeah, but what does it mean for them to have a target?
That's what the dark matter would run into.
Okay.
And make a signal. So they're looking for dark matter to scatter off of these sodium iodide crystals. Now, they have been claiming a signal for years, for probably like 10 years. And no one believes it. And actually, the xenon experiment has ruled out their signal area by orders of magnitude at this point. But people are like, oh, well, maybe dark matter interacts with sodium iodide, but not xenon for reasons.
Okay.
So Dama's just been getting away with this. And, you think... So if the signal they're seeing would be the same in the southern hemisphere if it was dark matter, and it would be completely out of phase. So the opposite if it was a seasonal effect. So you're like...
Whoa, why?
All right, so...
Well, you don't have to give the detail, or just summarize what the problem is.
The problem is that dark matter is so the solar system is moving around the galaxy.
Yep.
So as it's moving around the galaxy, if you took the solar system as the rest frame, the dark matter is moving through like a wind.
Mm-hmm.
And that wind is in a specific direction relative to the solar system.
Okay, because mostly it's in the the galactic center, or?
No. This is dark matter here.
Okay.
Local dark matter. It's because the dark matter halo is on average stationary, but the solar system is moving through that.
Okay.
And so if you took the solar system at rest, then you can imagine the dark matter is moving through that. So there's a dark matter wind that is going through the solar system. And as Earth goes around the sun, it's either going into the wind or out of the wind. So there are times of the year where you would expect more dark matter interactions because it's going into the wind.
Okay, that makes sense. So
anyway,
it's seasonal variation.
So Dama sees the seasonal variation.
Now, hold on. And part of the problem with Dama is that they have this specific method that they use, and they will not let anyone else attempt to use that method?
That's correct. So they have these sodium iodide crystals that are very, very clean. And I asked about... I went to a seminar on an experiment that is trying to also use sodium iodide crystals.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I asked, I was like, why can you still not get the Dama crystals? And apparently the company that made the original Dama crystals 10 years ago got bought out, and they don't do that anymore. So it is now impossible
to reproduce
to get those sodium iodide crystals.
Not only are they being dicks about not letting other people do it, it is unreproducible.
Correct.
So why are they still talking about the results?
I know. So I asked, like, why does the Dama just put it in the southern hemisphere? And they all laughed at me because they're like, there's no way Dama's going to do that because Dama sucks.
No, it's bad science.
So, right. So people are like, oh, well, maybe dark matter interacts with sodium iodide differently, right? Now there's this experiment called Cosine, which is a joint U.S. and South Korea experiment. And they are looking for this, seasonal signal, and they don't have enough data yet to do that. But they can do scattering, like, oh, did dark matter whack into and interact with our sodium iodide crystals? Which they've gotten to be pretty clean. Not as clean as Dama, but still pretty clean. Now, what's exciting is they didn't see any dark matter signal, and they're actually able to rule out the Dama signal with exactly the same target.
Dama is finally dead?
I don't think Dama's going to be dead until they do a southern hemisphere experiment, and Dama will never say that they're dead. They're going to just sit there and be like,
but everybody else so far has been like, you guys are bad scientists, we don't trust you, and now they can say you guys are bad scientists, and we're pretty sure that you're full of shit.
Yeah.
Because we have evidence
we have
that
the
suggests
exact same target, and we didn't see shit.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Isn't that exciting? I think that's exciting. Anyway, sorry for the long science story, but
it's okay. That's what you come on here for. That's the Here Comes Science part of Andrea.
And I think that there's plans to
I'm just here manually opening doors in the southern hemisphere.
People. Actually, they put a prototype in Antarctica, way down, actually at the bottom of this detector called Ice Cube, which is looking for neutrinos. And apparently Ice Cube can use the prototype to help with their spatial resolution. So they're like, oh, let's put a whole bunch of these down here. Yeah, it's really nice that, it sucks that they're not finding dark matter, right? But it's nice that there's finally an independent test with the same target.
Yeah, because they've been claiming this for a very long time.
Yeah.
I would like a tip about those doors. This is the first time that my workmen have gotten stuck at a bottleneck because doors wouldn't open. Can I give them keys or something?
Blow it up. Do you have explosives?
No.
No. Make explosives and then blow it up.
That sign means they found contraband in someone's room, right?
Really? They care about that during a riot?
Oh, it's door control. I've been locking each individual door in the lock open position as I see the workers getting stuck on them. Yeah, good science is more important than exciting science.
This is true. I agree with that statement.
Yeah, the problem is there's not really any formal rewards for doing a good job.
No.
Has the careers of people in Dama been shot?
So, apparently, I think the answer is no. And apparently they asked for funding to build an even bigger Dama, and they got rejected because they were like, you're just going to see more of the same thing. And you've already seen it. Like, no one denies that they're seeing something seasonal.
Mm-hmm.
Just people are saying that it's probably not dark matter because other things are seasonal. So, like, the atmosphere is seasonal, and so the number of muons that come in is seasonal. But exciting science. Yeah, oh my god. Dama, if you go to their website, they have this really obnoxious quote. I forget what it is. Can you go to the Dama website?
No.
Okay.
I don't have my laptop.
Anyway,
sorry.
it's something like, if you listen, then you will hear the truth, my friend.
Implying that they're like being persecuted.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I gotta go see Georgina.
Okay, have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Good seeing you. Does anyone know why I'm unable to build the morgue and the infirmary or specify them as such? It looks like it only built a certain amount of the floor that I told it to build. I think I had told it to build the proper amount of foundations a second ago. Hold on. Maybe they have to install the doors first. Oh, so queuing the doors isn't the same thing as actually having the doors built? I see. Okay. So maybe I can do it now. I want this to be my morgue. Morgue. Infirmary. Okay, and then this thing tells you what you need. A morgue slab. Okay. Now that'll continue to show them as failing, I assume, until they build those things that I just requested. Adama's been a pretty frustrating source for a while. But you have this entire group that has been claiming that they found dark matter for like almost a decade now. I think they've been claiming that ever since I met Andrea 8 years ago. I remember hearing about them. It's surprising that anybody ever takes them seriously, to be honest. Looks like the game notifies you when there's an item that's necessary for a room to be considered. Okay. And then I need to get electricity over here, is that right? Which means I need to go back to utilities. Which means I need to build new electrical cables off of the grid. Lights work based on a certain distance from the cable, right? It just kind of automatically works if it's set up that way. Spawn a ton of these guys, try to wrap it up as fast as I can here, we'll see. I have too many prisoners even after all that. 74 prisoners and only capacity for 73. Unlock the armory to bureaucracy. Oh, I didn't even notice this. It's like a tech tree. Just costs money. Interesting. Remote control automation of doors. Ah, okay. Maybe I've had that automatically in previous missions, and this is the first mission where I actually have to specify that I want door control. Body armor is presumably also in bureaucracy. Oh, it's an option in the armory after the armory is finished being built. I understand. So I built a morgue. Now, how does collect the dead work? Just happen automatically over time, or? I guess I've been spoiled by having auto-opening doors up till now. Gotcha. I don't think I can open these doors permanently either. Utilities, let's bring this cable over this way. Science has a cult of celebrity. More important to discover earth-shattering new data than to run tests or studies confirming those. Yeah, that's exactly the problem. You get a lot of, like you were saying, there's a lot of rewards for overhyping stuff and being sensationalist, and there are almost no rewards for taking it slow and getting it right. Hi, Menok. How you doing? Fast forward this another step. Assume I need lights in the morgue for it to function. People just rest in here automatically? Oh, manually opening these doors is very tricky. Morgue should be functional without lights. Perfect. So is it just, there's not going to be like workers that go pick up the bodies and remove them? They're just going to start to clean up on the, Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that security cameras gave me limited vision. I guess this is the level that tells you, hey, all that stuff that was working automatically in the opening tutorial missions, you actually have to control for all this shit normally. Staff door instead of a jail door. Try. I can still do lock open. Okay. Actually, I had to do left click instead of right click. Danger. Really been days with dead bodies lying everywhere. Oh, do I need doctors to help in the infirmary? I see. We had a death today. Fantastic. Oh, they just go and heal the people that are waiting in the infirmary. I see. Don't need to hire a chaos factor, it looks like. I don't see anybody going for the dead bodies. Oh, here we go. It is a doctor who's doing that, so I need more morgue slabs. And can they get a grad student to do that? Intern? When I see the slab... Oops. Slab causes the body to be destroyed, essentially. Cool. Try getting some more doctors for the morgue here. I think I just have the one. Usually a hearse picks them up. I definitely see doctors going out and like picking up bodies and carrying them with them. It's kind of dark. Dismiss the... Yeah, it looks like having riot guards on staff bothers the prisoners, right? Oh, I see, as a rowdy prisoner. Gotcha. Cool, so we can pick up from here next time. We'll have the main entrance Polaroid to pick up from, and I'll try to do the remaining optional tasks. Thanks, Raker. 4. Today's 9/07/18. I think I got all my guard deployments taken care of last time. Alright, we'll be back in a few minutes with Cultist Simulator, and after that it's Hellblade Snow Sacrifice. See you guys soon.